Welcome to MTG Friends. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Josh.
And today we're going to talk about Landwalk. So Josh, what is Landwalk?
So Landwalk is a former evergreen keyword. Specifically, this creature can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a land of a certain type, or in special cases, legendary creatures, or there's many different types, but mostly land.
So it's evasive in nature. This came out all the way back in alpha, and it's been in many sets. And we're going to just get this list started, and we're going to start off with one that I really like, and it's Sig River Guide. It is a white-blue, and it is
a legendary merfolk wizard. It's 2/2. It has Island Walk, but here's the key. The additional ability is 1 colorless and 1 white, and target merfolk gains protection from the color of your choice. Now, it's awesome if you're running a merfolk deck because you can add it in as a utility, or you can run it by itself because it is a merfolk in and of itself,
and
which is awesome.
Yep, and the fact that it's also a wizard means you could shove this into wizard decks as well.
Many different places.
Yes. So, and because it's a 2-drop, that's why it is on our list. All right, next up is
Sheldred Whispering One. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Sheldred Whispering.
Sounds good enough to me.
Yeah, but it's kind of a big baddie. It's 5 colorless, 2 black.
Beef.
Yeah, it's a legendary Praetor, 6/6, has Swamp Walk, but it does some special stuff on the side.
For 7 mana, better.
Right. I mean, it wouldn't be on our list if it didn't have some extras.
Yes.
So, what does it do?
All right. Well, at the beginning of your upkeep, you return a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. That is a huge mechanic because that happens, well, as long as you can keep them alive for 1 turn, that's going to be a super big benefit. But then, in addition to that, at the beginning of each of your opponent's upkeep, they sack a creature. Now, if you're running this in a commander deck, that is some nasty vittles. Nasty vittles. Yes. So,
yes.
On to the next one, because this one, that pretty much speaks for itself.
So we really like the Miri Cat Warrior. It's 1 and 2 green. It's a legendary cat warrior. It's a 2/3 first strike, forest walk, vigilance.
Right.
Yeah, and it's really nice because the cost is low, and the 2/3 first strike is amazing because if the opponent doesn't have forest walk, you're falling back on the first strike.
Yes.
And this card is also additionally silly because it has just a lot of text on it. For the 3 keywords, they go and explain all 3 of the keywords, and then they put a lengthy flavor text.
Shall we read?
Yeah. Here. Full of beauty and grace with a predator's instincts. Although she wanders, I have always thought Miri belongs in Landwalk most of all. It's long.
Yes.
It's a wordy card.
Yes,
for the very little that is necessary that's there. But it's great utility creature. It's good because if they have force walk, you just get that bonus, and then first strike is good in and of itself.
Yep.
So,
all right, on to the next one. Goblin King. This is one of your favorites. Is that correct, Josh?
It is. Goblin King is awesome, but I'm a little salty on it, but we'll get into that in a minute.
All right.
Goblin King is 1 colorless, 2 red, goblin 2/2 creature. Other goblins get +1/+1, and other goblins gain Mountain Walk. It's awesome because Blood Moon. You first saw this card way back in Alpha, and Blood Moon didn't exist yet. It was the Dark. Yeah, and I just have a special place in my heart for goblins. But,
yeah, and you have a goblin commander deck. You run this in that, correct?
Yeah, we've mentioned it before, I'm pretty sure, and linked it. We'll link it again. But really, my gripe comes with the next set of cards that we bring. And even though these, in and of themselves, don't have Landwalk, they give Landwalk to creatures on a pretty broad spectrum, which is why we included them.
Right, tribal.
Yeah. So what are the next two? These two hold the same slot, by the way.
Yes. So Lord of Atlantis, which is a blue merfolk, 2/2, gives other merfolks Island Walk and other merfolks +1/+1. So this is a very powerful card. But the other interesting thing is there is an exact duplicate with another name, which is Master of the Pearl Trident, which is, a blue merfolk, 2/2. Other merfolks have Island Walk, and other merfolks get +1/+1.
And that's why I'm salty, because the converted mana cost of those two cards.
So you're saying that Goblin King should have been reprinted and named something else in the exact same thing
as a red, yes.
Okay,
yes,
fair enough.
For one less.
Well,
but
yeah.
But you have the bonus of Blood Moon, which you don't get as a blue player.
That is true.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then the next one is
Eladamri, Lord of Leaves. It's a green legendary 2/2. All elves gain Forest Walk. And elves cannot be the target of spells or abilities, which would also be Shroud, but that wasn't a keyword at the time this was printed.
And this has only been printed one time, which was in which block?
Tempest.
Yes.
Yep. So that one's kind of awesome. The converted mana cost, again, is 2.
Oh.
You give all your elves all these awesome things, but why do goblins cost more when traditionally goblins don't cost more?
You're gonna
I'll keep griping on that over and over and over. So then we have Zombie Master, and this is your favorite.
Yes, and that is also back from the alpha days, and it's been reprinted a handful of times. And that is a one colorless black Lord zombie. However, there are multiple different versions of this. Now, other zombies get Swamp Walk, but there is a version where it says zombies get Swamp Walk. So depending on which version you're playing, it would include itself. So there are no rulings on this card. So as far as we're concerned, if you play one version over the other, it's going to give you different mechanics.
Yeah, to be clear, one version is a creature zombie, the other is a summon lord. So if you play a summon lord and it says all zombies get Swamp Walk, and then you play another version that is summon zombie, we're kind of confused. There's no rulings on that. Does that other version get the benefit of the older version? We're not clear on that.
I'm thinking it does.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, and the other thing is you can pay 1 black to regenerate a zombie as well.
Yeah, all zombies get 1 black, regenerate this permanent.
Now, does this follow that same train of thought where this thing should be 2 blacks?
So that one's a 2/3 though. So
that's true.
So it's not. It doesn't compare to the Goblin King because Goblin King is a 2/2, does the same thing as the Merfolk, and then it also doesn't get Shroud like the legendary Lord of Leaves, the Eladamri. That's a mouthful.
Right. Well, let's go back to Goblin King for a second because we were talking about Blood Moon, and we ended up in a discussion where we were talking about Blood Moon, which you can drop for 3, but what if your opponent plays Urborg? Did I say that right? Urborg.
Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Yes.
So Blood Moon, when it comes in, the effect is that all non-basic lands are mountains, and mountains all have tap for 1 red. But Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, is it gives all lands swamp in addition to their types, and they can tap for a black mana.
Right, but because it's not a non-basic, Blood Moon would wipe that ability out, so therefore negate it.
Yep.
So
Blood Moon cancels out Urborg.
Yes, it does.
So that's all we got, really. I mean, we kind of fell into the Landwalk hole. Land hole. Yeah.
Just want to mention also, there are Planeswalk, Swamp Walk, Forest Walk,
non-basic land,
legendary land walk Snow Walk, which I already said.
Snow Forest Walk.
Snow Forest. So
there's a lot.
There are a
in
lot.
Landwalk. It's been around for a long time, and there's a lot of specifics that we're just not going to cover here. But these were just a little bit of what we wanted to talk about because they're the coolest.
Yep. So put something in the comments if there's something you want to see. If you have any comments about this episode, be a friend of the gathering. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe, and we'll keep making videos.
And we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.